dinosaur. That thing is a dinosaur.
All right, we had to do a little work to the big Pete. It's not so much we. Jay had to do a lot of work to the big Pete. He got the radiator out. Decided that the air fan was not kicking in, having little heat problems. So, got the air fan changed, the clutch, all that back in there. Aluminum looking stuff is new. Now we're setting the radiator back down. Are you ready, Jay? Mm-hmm. Here we go.
She said.
All right.
She'll about hold herself.
Good deal. So that little hoist we put in is good again. Very handy. Would have been a little harder to handle without it. Are you proud of your work?
I think so. I'm just happy for that hoist.
Me too.
About 2 hours is what it took to get the radiator out, and then it's only about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes to change the fan. And just kind of time consuming, take little parts, getting them apart and set them out so you know where it goes. And some radiators you can lean them forward according to what Peterbilt says, and then you can change that out, but this truck is not like that. So maybe on like a 389 or 379 possibly, but a little bit more room in the engine bay. We do have to put a fan screen on the grill there, just kind of block out some of this debris, and especially bees wings, because those were all plugged inside the radiator, and that just doesn't let the motor cool, and that's a big problem this time of the year. It gets real hot. And
Tuesday, YouTube. Busy running chemicals around today. Both sprayers still going, spraying beans with herbicide. I'm running one chemical to David at Robinson, and then I'm gonna run some fungicide and insecticide up to Oaktown area for the airplanes to hit. Oh, there's just a couple of good spots that we'll hit with fungicide twice. Most of it we just hit with once. So since both sprayers are covered up, busy spraying the weeds and beans, we're gonna have the airplane do the first round. So that's what I'm up to this morning. I lost my camera yesterday. I had a lot of stuff. I was tendering David to see you spraying the Liberty beans, but I think I might have lost it, which maybe I didn't. I might still find it, but I think I lost it. So that stinks. Got chemical dropped off to David. He's filling up another load, kill the weeds in the beans. Have a good day, David. And I'm gonna take some fungicide and insecticide up to the airplanes up in Oaktown. Well, got the chemical dropped off to the airplanes up here in Oaktown at Ed Air. He's about to take off. I would stick around, get a video of that, but I gotta get back to unload to load a truck full of Pioneer returns. This place, we've never used these people before, and it looks nice. Very professional and organized. Very impressed with this outfit. Made it back. Truck went before I did, so Jay, before he took off for the load, is loading him. I'll go get the paperwork printed off. Running behind. We'll get her though. Now I'm over in Indiana. Garrett is spraying over here. I can see well, I can see a lot of his work around. Looking a little sick. He's way down there, but this irrigation is going to need to be moved. But before it can, David's been going through them. He's the main irrigation man, going through them. Different things need done. This one still needed an alternator, so I'm gonna put it on, get it moving out Garrett's way. And believe it or not, it's pretty warm. Well, it's been hot. Today's pretty much perfect, but we don't get any rain by the end of the week. It's gonna be time to start kicking these babies on, but well, on the corn at least. So don't take long to go from wet to dry, or dry to wet, either way. Well, got her running. Get it out of Garrett's way so he can come spray these beans. Wednesday! Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Own up more chemicals. These two are heading up to Crawford County. Spray a bunch of Liberty beans. Did have a bunch of footage of this guy in action and
You threw your GoPro off the truck.
yeah, somebody lost the GoPro.
Lost it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. See, if you see a black Hero 9 along the side of the road, I appreciate you, Good Samaritan, for returning it. Thank you. Jay's got nothing for me.
I got nothing.
He's got nothing. Okay.
Too early.
Yeah.
We should have stopped and ate breakfast.
It's either too early or too late. Did you even go to bed last night, Jay?
I did.
Okay, well, never mind then. On the agenda today, believe it or not, little irrigation work, and might turn one on this afternoon, not sure. Mom's is one that we suck out of the river on the Illinois side, just south of St. Francisville, and it's got this river pump, and we suck water out of the river through this pump. Comes up here. Shoots it through here, through this hose, to the ground that we have, to a pipe that we have buried underground that comes up out of the middle of the irrigation, and we irrigate with that using river water. But I'm going to attempt to go try and get this in so it'll be ready to go when we need it here in a couple days. But first things first, I'm going to try and cover up these cracks a little bit. See, we got this grating to keep leaves and sticks and trash out, and it does for the most part, but you still get some stuff every once in a while. It gives you problems, which it's always better to have a well instead of sucking out of the river if you can, but we can't here. We don't have enough water underground. But see this little crack here? Last year we had a problem with 2 different big snakes, or at least decently sized snakes, swimming in there, and then they get caught in the pump, clogs the pump up, and you got to get in there and pull out snake guts. So that's no good any way you slice it. So first thing, before we take it down the river, we're gonna see if we can make this crack a little smaller here. But that'll have to wait because I gotta go catch the white corn bin up for the truck drivers in Indiana because it's getting down to the bottom, so somebody needs to watch it. So taking a road to that one to turn it on. I know, I don't want to run over the corn either, but we're helping more than we're hurting. Yep, I'm doing it. It dried out quick. Now hopefully it runs, which you never know, but this one's at least electric, and the electric rigs are way easier to keep going than the diesel ran one, so that's for sure. There's no doubt about that in my eyes, or anybody else's around here. Start her up. Now we wait. Pump kicked on. This one is a well, suck it out of the ground. It's about 60 foot deep, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Feeds right to the pipe. This will pressure up with water all the way to the end. And when it does, that'll also kick on the hydraulics and start making it rain. Well, got 5 irrigations going. I'd like to get 3 more going before I leave here today. Whether we do or not, we'll find out. Got a meeting to get to tonight, but in between doing all that, stopped, checked the white corn bin. Everything was running, but there was no corn coming out because that's some bolts here on the end of the auger. You see that or not? Ow! Woo, 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 that's hot. I tell you what, don't touch that, kids. That hurts. All right. Yeah. Anyways, bolts are broke and it's hot because it's sitting there spinning. Duh. But get some new bolts put in and oh, took that part off to get there. Get some new bolts put in and fire up. All right, new bolts in. I guess I should explain this a little bit. Electric motor here, pulleys, turns the shaft. The shaft turns an auger, which runs underneath the bin. This bin is 162,000 bushel. Brings it out, dumps it right here to a drag, to a grain leg that takes it up and drops it in this hopper, which the trucks load out of and take to market. See if she turns on. Moment of truth. She's alive. She's working. Good deal. Well, got the bin together. Gonna try and get one more going. Hopefully get another 2 or 3 going tomorrow so I can get to my meeting. But well, at least get this one going because this is well, this is the biggest corn one we got that makes a complete circle. I don't know how many acres it covers. 300 maybe. It's a lot. Maybe more than that actually. That's good. It was an easy one. Fired right up. That's the way we like it.
Well, today is June 17th. Doing something I don't really want to be doing today, but I am. I'm replanting a few beans down there against the ditch in our prairie. I probably got 20 acres to replant, 25. This ditch has been out 3 times, but the last time it killed a few beans and about 6 acres of corn. It survived the other 2 times. But the last time was just too much. It rained over 3 inches at the farm, but a lot of water that feeds this ditch from the north here, it got 4.5 inches. So it was on it for a good bit. But you can see here, like here, these beans are covered with mud, but they're gonna live. They're coming back. They got new growth. But down in there a little further, they are dead. So I'll replant those spots. Financially wise, I expected to pay some for doing it because, you know, with insurance they pay to replant it anyway. But the main thing to me, these kind of fields, if you don't replant it, get your beans going again, you just got to feel the weeds when it comes last of August. You spray them and then there's no competition and they come right back. So we'll put beans back in here. And besides that, these beans are on landlords, and I'm sure he would like to have them replanted for looks. Gravel road right there, people drive by, and I don't want them to say, look at that crappy field Ivers. Well, at least they tried to replant it. So we'll replant these 2 or 3 fields. Won't take long, and have her done and feel better about it. And you can see even up here, here's a few beans that are dead. Those are coming back. I had to wait a little bit. I had to wait for the ground to dry up, and then I had to wait also to see what survives and what don't. You can't tell right to start with. So we'll give her a whirl.
Well, you can see driving out through here, it's still a little hard to tell where to go because of the mud being on some ones that's good and alive. In some places they're deader than a doornail. So we're just going through here doing the best we can. Like there's a spot I'm going to back up to. I'd like to say hello to my friend Jim. Watches all these videos. I run into him at baseball games for our grandkids. He always comes up and talks about our YouTubes. I appreciate that. People enjoy them. That's what we're doing it for. So appreciate people like you, Jim. So we're going to finish this field here and move on to the next little spot. Well, went 3 little spots. Did a replanting. Got that done June 17th. I am done. Something else, floods. Little spots like that. Done for the year because I am done planting. Time to get one of the boys, grandkids, if I can get them to show up for work to clean up the bean planter and the bean planting tractor.
It's not spitting water. It's supposed to be spitting water. Thursday. Gordy and George are hauling white corn. Garrett and David are spraying. Jay's helping David some, and then he's helping me some, and then he's helping Dad some. Over there, after Dad gets done replanting, we're gonna put in that the river pump into the river so we can pump water out of it. George finished up the grading when I was over here working on these, so it's ready to go, just needs put in and everything gotten ready. I am in Indiana. Out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I had on yesterday, 4 of them are still running, which not bad, believe it or not. So this one here shut off, so see if I can get figured out why. Won't be able to get the rest of them going right now because I'll have to head back to the farm, and some case engineers, planter engineers are going to be at the farm, so we'll tell them what we think and may learn a few things, but probably you guys won't see that. But I'm pretty excited about it, so I have to get back early for that. Thursday evening, getting hot and dry around here. Corn's starting to roll during the day pretty good, especially in the spots where it was wet. So they all could really stand a shower right now. Currently have 5 corn ones that should be running that aren't running because of different issues, plus this one which needs to run fine while I stay here with it, but as soon as I leave, for whatever reason, it quits. I have to think in my head how many irrigations we actually have. Maybe have that scroll across the screen right there. But everything I'm working on right now has been TL irrigations. They're the oldest ones. That was all we had for several years, but because there's a good dealer here close and stuff like that. They run mostly hydraulics, which you can convert them to be part electric, part hydraulic. We also have Valleys, Rinkies, and Somatics. They're all electric, and I definitely have my favorites. Probably, I don't know, no use to put it out there, I guess, for no reason, but definitely if you're between doing like irrigation with a diesel motor like this one has that pumps the water up out and runs the hydraulics, or if you can do something that's at least part electric or all electric regardless of brand, that's definitely the way to go if you can, where possible. Well, that one kept running, but didn't get any of the others running, so back again tomorrow. Friday. Stopping at the irrigation that we suck out. Stopping at the irrigation Illinois that we suck out of the river. Just gonna change speeds on it, then head over to Indiana. All right, made it to Indiana. Going to take Garrett's spray trailer here. This is the main spray trailer, whereas the Titanic's using it for David. This is the one we use most of the time. Got a lot bigger tank. It's got a 5,000 gallon tank, so it's twice as big as the one on the Titanic. So we're with the K-Dub, the W900L. So I'm gonna take this from the shed, which is his main fill up spot over here in Indiana, and gonna run it down to the field where he's at, which is way down in the hole, as we call it, in the river bottom. So save him some running so he can cover a little more ground. All right, that's all parked and hooked up, waiting for him. And George's gonna give me a ride back to the shed.
And you found the field, huh?
Found the field, yeah.
Boy, they're making it look good where they're mowing.
Yeah, aren't they though?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that, the county, I guess?
Yeah, Knox County.
On this, making it look a lot better. There they are. Nice job, Knox County. Nice job, nice job. All right, made it to our first irrigation rig. Might just been the last episode. We had the radiator leaking on this one. We're trying to move it out of the way. We took it to place of Vincent's. They got it fixed for us. So now I'm gonna put it back on, try and get this going. We really want to get this one going because this is one that you can look at an episode last year. Me and Eli moving it, which by the way, he graduates next week. And Eli, whenever you see these, if you see these, congratulations, buddy. We're proud of you. So we want to get this one going because it's one we move. So we want to be able to water this so then we can get to the next spot. Got her on. Had to run town and get some rubber grommets, so it took me a little longer than I should have. So we'll fire up so we get this water and then move on to the next one. George has gotten 2 fixed, working on number 3. Hopefully this will go and I'll head to another one, then that'll be it. All the corn ones will be running. So yeah, good to have George around. Yep, that's alive, not leaking, so that's good. So this well pumps in 3 different spots. This well pumps in 3 different spots. It's at the first one right now. There's another one corn, another one in beans. We can spin the tires and tow it from place to place. But so that motor travels with it to operate the hydraulics on the actual rig, so it moves. And then heading down to this one, this is the actual well that pumps the water, and it pumps it at the well. Underground pipe takes it to 3 different spots, and depending which one we're hooked onto is the one that pumps out onto the rig. So hopefully this thing runs. About to find out. Quite ready. Had to hook up the fuel tank to the motor. Hook up. There's a generator on the side that hooks in here that powers a second little electric well just down that way, because this one well don't have quite enough water to keep up. Hooked up the battery, hooked up these. Morse put some packing in the well. It was a little loose. All right, now we'll see if it works. All right, now she's going. Solenoid bad on the starter that needs to be jumped. Going now. And we are to the last one. Well was leaking. Had to put a new hose on here, kind of keeps the wellhead cool. And I'm gonna put some new packing in this, so hopefully it leaks a little less. I should mention that I'm not an irrigation mechanic. I only play one on YouTube, and I broke my glasses, so I found these. So these are what I have, and it's really bright outside. So, and I hate to squint. All right, now they're all running, except for the two that shut off while we were getting these last ones running. George is working on one of them, and I'm gonna go look at the other. It rained a little bit last night, just a few tenths. Not enough to shut the irrigation rigs off, but looks like round 2 is about here. So have them all running but one, so that's good. We can turn them all off that are on right now with our phones, except for 2. So running down to shut that off before it gets too muddy, but it's looking like I'm probably gonna get wet. Won't be the first time, won't be the last time. I can drive part way back because this well leaks a little bit. I cannot make it all the way without getting stuck. So drive as far as I can, turn around, and start shutting stuff off. Off. Now we're gonna run down there and shut the hydraulic unit off quick like, so we don't get too wet, and hopefully we don't slip on the mud either, but that might be good for YouTube, I guess. We got it turned off. Now we just gotta get to the truck, so that's good. Takes a little bit for the water to get out of the system. Well, another week's over. As always, you want your Ivers merch? Go to ivers-farms.myshopify.com. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.